They believed their discoveries would assure Germany's ultimate victory. What they could never have imagined was just what else their research would unearth.
What are you doing?
Good.
Can I see?
No.
What are you doing?
Laying on my bed.
Get on. I'm gonna get on, or at least tune into the live. I'm gonna be trying Origins solo Easter egg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't technically completed it yet, so I'm gonna try. I got close last night. I got close last night. Well, if you want to join the party, you can join the party. You don't gotta get on. Just join the party so you can talk. But I got on. I did it last night, bro. I was doing the last part of Thunder Strikes, and I got too overzealous and fucking got downed without self med, and then I had to try and scrap everything together, and I ended up getting downed again without my perks. Yeah, I was just unlucky. But I got, and I used my last perkaholic too, because I had like 7, and then we used them all on Garad Crovey. Yeah.
Time to start hitting the liquid diviniums again.
Bro, I don't got any fucking money. Get on the. Where's Brent? Why didn't you guys get on yesterday? Nope. Absolutely nobody was on yesterday.
Well, Giselle was visiting. I wasn't on. Brent was on the square. Now he's laying on the couch.
Tell him and you to get on.
But Andrew said get on.
Tell him I'm doing solo Origins Easter egg.
He said he's fingering his asshole.
I didn't say that. It's true though.
That's crazy. I'll probably be on in a minute.
Alright, tune into the live, little bro.
No.
Alright, see you in a sec.
No,
Later.
Field report. Confirming arrival at site identified in our intel. No sign of the target, nor the other agents believed to be on intercept course. Dempsey out.
Oh my god, bro, I can't, bro, what the fuck? I'm a moron.
It is never too late to be what you might have been. Everyone has a calling. Maybe the path you thought you were set for had an unseen...
On the northern edge of the map in Cyberpunk 2077, you will find this. A highway stretching into the distance beneath a sign that says, now leaving Night City. If you try to walk down that road, the game just warps you right back. Same goes for the southern edge of the map. There's a mysterious border checkpoint that
on the
prevents you from heading
battlefields
off
of the
into
Great
the outside
War.
world, and if you get too close, immediate death. These
German
two points are where Night City ends.
sought to harness
Everything the
dark
game
and
has to
mysterious
offer, every
forces
neon sign,
buried
every
for
advertisement,
centuries.
and every incredible NPC
They believed
is
their
somewhere in
discoveries
between
would
them. But how
assure
many people have
Germany's
really laid
ultimate
eyes
victory.
on everything there is to see on
What
this
they
map?
could never
Have any
have
of you guys
imagined
seen this weird place or this
was
giant
just what
door?
else
I didn't think
their
so. So
research
today I'm
would
walking
unearth.
from one end of the map Just a slow, steady trip to the neglected margins of Cyberpunk 2077. Along the way, I'm going to stop and show you 11 strange places that I found. Places that feel forgotten, or unremarkable, or just fundamentally odd. These aren't quite places that you're not supposed to go. They're definitely places you're not supposed to go.
Our concerns over the German plans appear well founded. Huge mechanized weapons stalk the battlefield. We must ensure the Emperor learns of these developments.
There's almost nothing to look at out here. The wall just stretches on and on and on, and the desert is the fact that they let you come here at all is almost funny to me. When you first get here, there's a very large warning sign telling you not to enter, but it's
I will take the shovel, so I may uncover that which is buried.
empty land you don't want the player to go into, and you actively try to kill them if they go into it, but then you still let them go into it. I'm obsessed with places like this. Every once in a while,
There is great evil in this place. Spirits and demons walk this land, possessing the remains of fallen warriors.
over it into a strange out-of-bounds lake area.
Extra Quadito.
If you turn and face the other direction,
Yes, sir.
city in it, if you get around the start, you can really see it come alive. It's almost nostalgic, especially if you play the game to realize that all of those moments you had with it take place in that large, glowing mass of metal. Also, look closely. That dried up little stream down there is actually going to be something that we stop and look at a little bit later because it contains my favorite pile of trash in the entire game. So that stops for 3 or 4 on our list.
The giant robot comes this way.
Criminal Space Industrial. Just kidding. It's not it's actually MeUndies. MeUndies is the sponsor of this video, which was because the guys who got to model their boxers would fit right in on a billboard in Cyberpunk 2077. I've been holding the whole time that this is just proof that I purchased MeUndies that I wear every day. Here's a fun fact about MeUndies.
Cannot outrun my enemy in this mud.
Caddy ones that they kept recommending to me, and I like them even more than I like the original ones. They have boxers, they have briefs, they have bralettes, they have shirts, pajamas, jumpsuits, not jumpsuits, whatever they're called. Just a ton of good stuff. We talk a lot about how comfortable these underpants are, and they're very comfortable. But today, I want to talk about how long these underpants last. Because in my last video, I got this comment. I've never written a comment about a sponsor segment, but I've had mine for like 6 years. That's longer than all the jeans.
This modification, this may yet be an effective means for protection.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
If I am to survive,
Open you
I must
up.
learn how these machines operate.
Open
Such
you.
technology could allow Germany to enslave the world.
Slash Annie Austin, enter promo code Annie Austin. You know the drill. We love candies in this house. As long as we keep paying them. I mean, I never loved them anyway. I just wouldn't tell you about them if you pay me.
You should not have disturbed the graves of the ancients.
Oh yeah. The Liminal Space Industrial Farm. Welcome to Biotechnica Farms, a gigantic area of land that is covered in soulless warehouses for farming something. I read online that there
I will
are
seek and find a use for this.
burgers, but I don't know if that's actually true. Walking around the crisscrossing roads of this vast collection of buildings is a really strange experience.
Perhaps this music may appease the...
Greenhouses as far as the eye can see, and gigantic industrial pipes
Gen
going
4,
all over the place,
no.
but there is nobody
Excavation
here.
is
It's just a
up.
huge, self-sufficient, fully automated
Very
farm
nice.
area. Every once in a while, you stumble across a trash can, you kind of trash would make, and there's an abandoned vehicle or two, but aside from those vague hints at life, it's just rows and rows and rows of soulless...
We may use the enemy armor
It feels
to
like
our
the IRS as
advantage.
a fictional company just kept laying off engineers for interesting reasons, so one day they accidentally laid off the last worker, and then the plant just continued operating automatically by a robot, leaving behind little traces
Upstairs.
of existence. I walked
Up.
around here for about half an hour.
Downstairs
before I
right.
stumbled upon this, the only building that could be entered, at least that I found its future.
Advance if you wish. I will stand my ground.
There's a security station that's left unmanned with screens on, and this is exactly the place
Hold the area!
looks like we are meant to go, but we can still go. The things we weren't really meant to look at, but we can. I highly recommend this place. We've got
numbers only provide a greater challenge.
I'm going downstairs. Switch.
We know not what we have done.
Right.
To remain in one spot is tactically dangerous. We must keep moving. Journey ends here.
And let's pretend you don't care about the environment at all, but you do care about being
a fragment of some stuff.
So what are you going to do? You're going to look for the nearest pull-off, pull over, and then just throw all your stuff into the creek. We'll see it. People in Cyberpunk drive on the right side of the road, so you'll pull over here, park on the right side of the road, and then walk up to the nearest edge.
I cannot keep firing for much longer!
Exactly where CD put all of the trash bags. They didn't just put them randomly around. They didn't put them on the left side of the bridge. They didn't have them piled up in the
down
middle.
below.
They're exactly where they would be if this was a real world with real people littering.
We must cast them out.
Thoughtfulness into the details that people will actually be expected to look at, but to put extra thoughtfulness into things like this just blows my mind. That's why I did that thing on the my mind. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. Heading further north and inching closer to Night City itself brings us up this road and past a weird little party that's happening with no music. Figured I'd just show you that for a moment. It's just kind of charming, I feel like. But that's not what we're here to look at. The actual place we're going to go is just across the road. This place is incredible. We are underneath the solar panels in a giant solar energy plant. It's a forest of concrete and rare earth elements as far as the eye can see, and we are totally free to just walk around underneath it without restriction. Much like the giant industrial farm that we looked at earlier, this is a great representation of another thing that makes Cyberpunk
from these small pieces, something larger can be built.
No utility to the player. In a recent video, I spent some time talking about design in Grand Theft Auto. I made an offhand comment about how no one would want a game with a realistically sized airport because it would take up half the map. Funnily enough, if you look at Cyberpunk's map, the amount of space taken up by this solar energy plant combined with the agricultural plant that we just looked at is nearly as much space as the entire city, so I guess I was wrong. I don't know that I've ever seen a game do this before, create appropriately proportioned utility infrastructure that's accessible to the player and doesn't seem to serve any function other than being there for world building. It's insane behavior to spend that much time creating spaces this large only to have them remain totally in the background as props. I just love it, and I love that we can walk around here. I highly recommend you do so. Now, at this point, we're pretty much ready to enter Night City itself, and we're going to do so on a little side road so that we can stop off in the outer neighborhood of Rancho Coronado, or as they say in Cyberpunk, Rancho Coronado. I always liked Rancho Coronado because compared to a lot of the rest of the game, it felt weirdly familiar. It could almost pass as a city I might have lived in at one point.
This is but one part of many.
On this tour. Residential backyard.
Oh, the area!
7 are extremely liminal. Nobody ever hangs out in them. They're always weirdly framed, and generally they have nothing in them at all. A few exceptions to that rule. Some lazy boy chairs.
God.
Perfect spot to get worked on by this window air conditioner. The poor people of Cyberpunk apparently still do not have central AC. You know, it's what, 50 years from now? This blue house next door to that has one of my favorite backyards in a video game ever. Check this out. What in the fuck are they doing back here? Is this real? I think I would have to do an entire 20-minute video just about this house to figure out what's going on here. Where's Grady when you need him? This is probably the most detailed backyard in the neighborhood. It has a pool, some beach chairs, and a beach umbrella with what looks like some kind of UV light bars under it, which kind of defeats the purpose of an umbrella, but, you know, hey, people in Cyberpunk do all sorts of crazy stuff. And then lastly, there's this backyard, which I just wanted to show you because it has a really strange bump in it. This might literally be the only bump like this on the entire map. Kind of just looks like a mistake, but please do not patch it out. CD Projekt Red, please leave it, please. If you make Cyberpunk 2 in the same map, like Breath of the Wild, this bump better still be here. I'm gonna be pissed. Also, in Rancho Coronado is the next place I want to show you, and I have to prepare you guys. I am obsessed with this location. This location that you're about to see, this is not the last that you're going to see of this location on this YouTube
It
channel.
began long ago.
Yes, that's a threat.
On the battlefields of the Great War.
Pizza shop title. Welcome to Pi Z.
Two German scientists
an incredible,
sought to harness dark
overstimulating
and
pizza
mysterious
chain in
forces
Cyberpunk 2077.
buried for
The first thing you
centuries.
notice when you walk into this place
They
is the
believed
noise.
their
There are
discoveries would
10
assure
TVs
Germany's
on full
ultimate
volume playing
victory.
10 different things at any
What they
given
could
time.
never have imagined
From sexual
was
advertising
just what
to
else
news conferences
their
to
research
crime
would
reports,
unearth.
political debates. Insane. But on top of that, you've got bugs, garbage, a wall of pizza ovens, crazy purple and gold aesthetic. Nobody's eating pizza. They're just drinking coffee. They tried to serve this lady French fries, and she got so mad that it wasn't coffee, she threw them on the ground. It's just an absolute nightmare in here. The only spot in the entire place to get a break from the overstimulation is the second stall in the back.
I am alive!
This is not a joke. I spent
That'd be
3
cool if this was
hours
extra credit.
the other day, and it
There's
wasn't
a
enough.
break.
I want to
Oh
be
my
in this
goodness.
Yes,
Sir.
Now we've got to double back to show you the
Access must wait. He will be here again soon. Must prepare the defenses. Start up the conversion generators.
Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, expand any direction. Built for one. Platforms
The shovel can uncover many things hidden from view.
enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of freedom, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
Appearing all around us.
panel because it's the back of a gigantic structure that no one is supposed to look at, and those are always really weird. Aside from being cool and weird, there's also a very subtle and impressive detail.
I need something quickly.
Where does sand? Well, just like most things, it comes out of there.
I will take this for the time being,
Sand that
but I will return.
flows from where the sand is, where the sand wasn't, which puts the sand where it will be, which is in this case, it flows from places, is what I'm trying to say. Now notice how this sand is all gathered up on the top of the stadium, and that just so happens to be the face of the stadium.
Don't let them disrupt the conversion process. Before his demise, Maxis grew obsessed with these recordings.
Next up, we're heading into the main business hub of Night City, Orco Plaza. This is the place with huge skyscrapers, suffocating aesthetics, and uncharacteristically clean streets. Much like a real downtown that's been overfunded by corporations, it has these little nooks of dead space that nobody has figured out a use for.
Ah,
Places that feel like
this
they're trespassing,
component
but
is
they're
just
not.
one part of
Turns
something
out that
bigger.
This little space between one of the office buildings and the safety barrier for this weird little public park that nobody really uses, with this row of abandoned porta potties. But my personal favorite of all the strange areas around here are these weird little brain relaxation boxes with trees.
Barely move in this mud.
No NPC ever comes inside of these, but you can go, and it's kind of peaceful, but kind of weird. They have these doors that you can open, but they're always locked, so you can't actually go through them. This one just opens up to a wall. I don't know, it's weird. I'm not sure how I never noticed these before, so there you go. Continuing north out of the city center, we end up on one of the bridges over the canals into Little China, and what we're going to do is swan dive off the bridge here into the water, and then up onto this little garbage beach.
These pieces fit together to form an additional means of defense.
Neighborhoods in Night City, you can find spots like this. usually full of garbage, but always feeling really disconnected from the rest of the game, kind of like you're taking a peek backstage and seeing how the sausage is made. Only in this sense, I guess this is still the sausage because it was created by the developers and everything else was metaphor. One cool detail about this particular spot is the placement of the trash, kind of a running theme in this video. I wonder if I could do a whole video about just the trash inside the tunnel. Definitely could. Anyway, notice how on this side of the canal there's no trash, and on this side there is trash. The side with no trash is the rich, hyper-corporate side, and the other side is the less rich, run-down side.
There are always consequences.
I also just want to take a moment to really appreciate the trash texture in this one. It's just got a really cool mix of miscellaneous metallic objects while somehow simultaneous to look like every appliance I've ever seen, while also being totally unrecognizable. I haven't seen a trash texture this good since Clanker's Cavern in Banjo-Kazooie. Wow, we have really made a lot of progress so far, haven't we? From all the way down here at the border, up here through the farms, over to the creek, and then up to the solar fields, and the houses, and the pizza shop, and the stadium, and the city center. We are almost
The excavation site is up ahead. We'll see the undead in higher numbers.
Before we get there, and it is incredible. The Arasaka waterfront. Most of the area around the Arasaka waterfront is locked off from the player, but if you take the time to swim out and around from the south, which does take a while, you can reach this spot with a giant red pipe. Follow that pipe up, and eventually you can drop down onto this little garbage.
As the 115 generators came online, the appearance of this object shimmered and shifted, as though dropping in and out of reality itself.
But I think finding a little spot like this, especially one that probably wasn't really meant to be accessed, is one of my favorite things. But it gets even better. Actually, it's way better, actually. Check this out. You're going to need the double jump skill to do this. But if you jump this pipe onto this street lamp and then run and jump down, you can gain access to the entire Arasaka waterfront. This was not intentionally put here.
Aw, fuck me. God damn it.
This area is where the robot sits.
Super sterile industrial port equipment, giant long docks with nothing on them, creepy little rooms through the windows of buildings, this weird smoke that comes from nowhere and follows me as I turn my head. Then my favorite object here, one of my favorite objects in the entire game, I've talked about it a million times before, and I will a million times after, but I really love it when a game developer isn't overly precious with their less polished sections of the game world. I like when I'm allowed to take an hour to walk through a boring, empty place that was mostly meant to serve as set dressing to look at from far away.
Wait.
I want to be able to get lost in the middle of nowhere, and I don't feel cheated when there's nothing to do. I mean, look at this. It's a long, empty road leading nowhere. A frozen shipping port with no signs of life. This whole area has such a weird backstage vibe to it, and I feel privileged to be able to show it to you. Now, the only problem is, once you're up here, it's kind of hard to get out because you weren't supposed to get here. Your only option really is to jump into the ocean and start swimming back to shore, which takes forever, but I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Swimming from the Arasaka waterfront north eventually leads us onto a beach and then up onto a road. Taking a left on this road is going to take us to our
When I have all the pieces, you will live again, my dear Maxis.
Video game. A forever road.
Yet another remnant of Maxis is descending to madness.
There are lots of ways for an open world game to do boundaries. Mountains, walls, a lot of games use invisible walls. Some games, like Cyberpunk, use a warning system. See how if I try to go out this way, it doesn't stop, and then if I don't stop, it just zaps me back in the other direction. That's a warning system. It's not a hard wall. It kind of lets you go, then it prevents you. Invisible walls and warning systems can take a lot of different forms, but my favorite form
Robot's route comes right through this area.
Now, this is a road that extends into the distance beyond the sight of the character, never to be explored by the player. The other roads do such a good job of
It is the transformative power of 115. It draws energy from Maxis, living or dead.
Go somewhere, right? Letting us walk right up to the edge and look out into the distance.
The staff parts are scattered across the site.
Set within a wider world. The first time I remember seeing something like this was, you know of any other games where these forever roads, please?
The initial test subjects failed to survive the purge sequence, hence the addition of the velocity compensator.
I
believe the tank may still be operational.
A little ways back towards Night City, but if you get too close to the barrier, they just stop spawning entirely. No matter what time
No
of
good
day it is
came
or how
from
long
this.
you wait, even the NPCs don't bother to come up here. They absolutely have to. It's a desolate place that almost feels like the credits.
Are you behind this, Samantha?
Almost escaped from the normal world.
Do not become one of you. It is but a fragment of the staff.
I actually do appreciate it because I really like it. How many else? Thanks for watching.
I'll check for the... So that's not there. Disc is also not here. Right.
Right behind me is a building from the hit 2013 video game Grand Theft Auto 5. On the
Wretched
side
hands
of the
away
building,
from me!
Bitch.
the wire sticking out of it.
I must
That
work
wire
quickly.
comes out of the
There's so
building
much to
and
do.
connects
The
to
vessel from Axis.
utility pole.
Your
That
staffs.
utility pole
The
has
opening is the
down.
gateway.
electrical equipment on it. More on that
Okay,
later.
so
And
that's
from that
downstairs.
utility pole, the
Downstairs
wire
gets sent
on
to the
connects to
right.
Another utility pole and another utility pole and
The
another
outcome of our
utility pole.
actions
Where does
remains
this
a
all
mystery.
end? How many of these connected utility poles do you think there are? And also, is any of this electrical wiring like connected in a remotely realistic way? Now, in real life, of course, this would all end eventually by connecting to some sort of power plant through a series of substations and transmission lines or whatever. But this isn't real life. This is
I'm gonna go
video
open up
games.
Gen
So the wires
5.
don't have to connect to anything,
Take
but they
that
do
real
have to
quick.
connect to something. And I think I have an idea
Then
of where to
flips over
start.
to Gen
Look at the
4.
background here. This is a transmission tower, and what
Grab
a transmission
shield
tower usually does
and
is it carries electricity from a power
do
plant
Gen
to
4.
these residential utility poles. So the existence of a transmission tower in Grand Theft Auto 5 implies that there might actually be a transmission
Look out! They are manifesting in our immediate area!
transmission towers, utility poles, everything. And these transmission lines would be at the center of it all, connecting each piece together. The first thing is to figure out what these transmission lines connect to. If they don't connect to anything, then my guess is that nothing here connects to anything. But if they do connect to something, then honestly, I'll probably this is great. Now we're going to start right here on the edge of the city of Los Santos. To the north, these transmission lines run out away from the city. Their destination is a secret to us for now, but in theory, they should connect to some sort of power plant out there. To the south, they head into the city. This is where we're going first, and if the game is realistic, eventually they should end up connecting to a local power grid and to local utility poles like these. Also, I'm going to be honest,
Wait,
I
what?
don't have a good transition here, but since the last time that MeUndies sponsored me, I bought like 10 pairs of their boxer briefs with my own spending money because I like them so much. Look, let me get them for you. I wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna get them for you right now. Currently in my closet. Where are
Did
they?
Gen 6.
Look out! They are manifesting in our immediate area!
The whole thing? Not convinced? Okay, how about this? If you knock over a light pole in Grand Theft Auto 5, you actually will see
As the generator is fully operational, we can access the ancient device atop the mount. It provides a means to upgrade our weapons.
Let's go ahead and grab this. This is right here.
I need to take these parts to a suitable work area.
called micromodal fabric. It basically just means they're extremely comfortable. I've said it once,
Also,
I'll say it again. I'm wearing them right
gun.
now. No,
Maybe I can get soda pop. Soda
Our
pop.
work here is nearly at an
You know what's the
end.
best thing about MeUndies, aside from the fact that they love you? If you buy a pair of MeUndies and you wear it, you're like,
Physical strength matches my intellect.
it's risk-free. Plus, then, if you buy it,
Footprint
it's actually a
Gen
good way
4
for you to
up.
test and see if
You see how strong I am!
so then in the future, if I recommend you things, you can
How
be
am
like,
I meant
"He
to
was right
work
about
when
me,
all
and
around
he's
me
probably right about
I am
whatever else."
beset by
For
the
example,
voices of the
video game
damned
Barbuda,
and
one
the
of greatest
doomed.
games of all time. Anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked. Kick off lounge season with MeUndies.
Down it.
20% off your
Focus.
first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/AnyAustin. Enter promo code.
Snowing, let's go.
Anyway, I'm having too much fun. Let's get back to Grand
this
Theft
here?
Auto. Electrical infrastructure.
Must
The
remember
transmission lines head south
Max's
into
talk.
Los Santos. For the most part, they follow the river. Interestingly, there seems
I
to
was
be
lucky
another
this
line
time.
connecting to
I
this
know what else lies ahead.
That's something that can happen in real life, but we'll make a note and look at that later. So far, none of these larger towers seem to connect to anything else, but if you look off to the side, you'll definitely see these smaller distribution lines connecting to a lot of different types of buildings along the way, and the actual connections to the buildings seem to be more thoughtful than they were in GTA 4. You've actually got like little pieces of infrastructure serving as the connecting point, whereas in 4, the wires would
is
just
slowing
like,
me
drive
down.
directly into the side of the buildings. Now, funnily enough, there are still instances of I don't know what's the whole thing. There are still instances of wires driving directly into buildings in GTA 4, as well as other really weird and funny things that they overlook. And I'll tell you about some of those things later. Also, just the sheer number of wires seems pretty high in this game, and the density of wires per utility pole is genuinely very impressive. It's not quite to the level of reality, but it's definitely a lot closer. Anyway, these transmission lines continue on for a little ways before running into this, a substation. Probably seen something like this in your city or town before, and what they do is they take electricity and they convert it from 1 volt.
This area is where the robots stand.
Other little things that are very important to our electrical grid, but we're going to keep it simple because we're gamers.
At least we will be safe for a few moments.
Me and you. One of the primary ways we use substations is to
Can go down, gobble gun, see if I can get sort of finding.
Initial test subjects failed to survive the purge sequence, hence the addition of the velocity compensator.
Transmission lines using a substation, or it can land from the transmission lines onto the residential lines. It's not a perfect analogy, but I like planes. Given that we have transmission lines right next to the substation, there's got to be a pretty good chance that these two vital pieces of infrastructure are connected, right? Let's take a look. Okay, let's figure out where this substation connects. Shall we? I got Heisenberg. Man, I love the brown UPS energy. You know, I don't actually see any wires coming off of the transmission line.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Are there no lines coming off of these transmission lines? Like 30 feet from the substation. No, there are no wires. There are no wires coming off of the substation. That's that. Okay. So no, but that's neat. What's even funnier is that the substation is also right next to residential distribution utility poles, and it doesn't connect to those either. So all the pieces of this equation are here, but none of them are connected. The substation is just sitting here doing nothing. Now, I can act disappointed.
I had thought the staff parts were lost forever.
Exactly how Grand Theft Auto 4 did it as well. There were substations in that game, and they were near electrical infrastructure, but Rockstar didn't take the time required to accurately wire these substations to the surrounding grid. This, I want to be totally clear, this is fine. It's actually kind of awesome. The fact that they even include substations near transmission lines and near residential lines is already a really good detail to me, and it sort of spiritually counts as them having a functioning electrical grid. It would make me smile, but it doesn't affect the quality of the game in any way. Games are pieces of art, and that's what makes them cool. We'll talk a little more about substations later on, but for now, let's continue. The lines continue further down a little bit, and then we hit a split. I'm not 100% sure.
Let's dig up more in the middle here.
Probably need some sort of equipment on the pole to handle it.
Any other big
Adding
spots?
another wire like they've done here, but I don't think this is categorically
One
unrealistic. One thing that is
middle.
categorically
Yeah, there it is.
unrealistic is if we follow this new split just a little ways down, we'll see that it goes to one tower and then another tower.
Oh my God! Thank Jesus, bro.
A full-on transmission
What?
tower that just ends. How cool is that? This would not
Yeah, I see that, Lucas.
under any normal circumstances
Oh.
that I can think of. These are high voltage lines whose sole purpose is to carry electricity long distances so it can be delivered to citizens. I do not have the requisite electrical engineering knowledge of what would happen if you created something like a dead-end transmission line in real life, but I do know enough to tell you that it ain't something anyone would do intentionally. The only counterfactual I could find was that someone tweeted a picture at me the other day of some transmission lines in their area that just randomly come to an end. In the future, by the way, please tweet at me on Blue Sky instead of X. You could DM me on Instagram too, but I always forget to check those. This picture doesn't actually show what I think they think it shows. You'll notice that there aren't any lines connecting to the parts of this tower that would normally carry the power, and there aren't even any electrical bushings on the tower at all. Oh, you don't know what electrical bushing is? Wow. I guess I can explain it in electrical bushing if you need me to. An electrical bushing is this little bumpy thing that makes the wires stay away from the metal edge. So you normally have bushings like this, or maybe like this, and this tower doesn't have those or any other wires connected to it. I think these wires are actually something called guy wires. Which just
Oh,
means
thank
they're
God.
stability. They don't carry electricity. While it looks like it's an active transmission,
Robots route comes right through this area.
funnily enough, on a separate note, you don't actually see
I'm
guy wires.
Garrett. I'm actually like kind of lucky this run. Can you hear me?
I did find this little wire going from pole to pole here, and how thin it is makes it kind of look like what a guy wire looks like in real life, but it connects directly to it.
Nice.
So that does make sense. Now, back along the main path we were following, because transmission towers continue south for a little bit and then start to curve east along an industrial.
Garrett Murray.
Getting across this area and then crossing out into a more rural
Are you here?
area, I saw something in the distance that seemed curious.
Can't hear you. Hold on.
Another substation. Not only was I surprised to see another one so soon.
Yeah, I turned you down because you refused to turn your TikTok down. That's right. You just flat out refused. You just like flat out fucking refused to do that, which is insane to me. That you would just straight up say, "No, I'm not turning my TikTok down." Yeah, and then you got off TikTok and I couldn't hear you anymore. Andrew, tune into the live. Watch me do a Origin solo Easter egg.
Do you know what we're seeing here? Do you understand?
Oh, fuck me. God.
Transmission pole is connected.
I didn't fail. Forgot gramophone in center because I opened up center on my way over to Gen 6 at the very beginning. I'm only on round 3. I have all the staff pieces for ice and 2 for wind and fire. Yeah, because if I do screen share, it won't show up on here for some reason because Treyarch is a funny little guys and are okay with their videos being streamed, but are not okay with their video games being screen shared. Grab this wind staff piece real quick.
But just the simple fact that they actually took the time to
boy.
physically connect the transmission lines to a substation and then to connect that substation to a utility pole, that's amazing. I mean, shout out to whatever dev or Rockstar pushed to make that happen. Now, I've said this before, but for me, a game's realism is not qualitative. Meaning, I don't think that a more realistic environment is good and a less realistic environment is bad. I think both are good.
I'm really appreciave of that. I intentionally didn't go to the gym yesterday and flex my gym, my rest day to yesterday so I can get on early and be on with everybody, and absolutely nobody got on. 0 people arrived in the chat. Bailey had a good excuse because he was doing the bachelor party with Dom, and he's still doing it this weekend. I want to know what your excuse was, Garrett Murray, and yours too, Andrew, because I checked SnapMap and you were at home. And yes, I'm pocket watching you hard right now, little boy.
YouTube channel Practical Engineering to tell us about the realism of Grand Theft Auto 5 substations.
It's me again, your friendly neighborhood video game substation critic. And this one's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's right. You said no. That was today, wasn't it? Oh, it was yesterday. Never mind. I lied. Tee-hee.
Going out to service the neighborhood. At first glance, it's a pretty typical distribution
okay.
substation, but let's look a little
Did you guys smash?
These are lightning arresters that send surges of current to the ground to
answer the question.
Lines. But, you know, if it were me, I would connect.
You did not. Failed to clap. Then you know what, Garrett? That's fine. You know what? Do you think Tom Brady hit every single pass that he made? You think Jerry Rice caught every pass to him? Do you think Michael Vick successfully killed every dog he beat?
High voltage goes in, but nothing comes out. I'm honestly not sure what this equipment is supposed to be. Probably
yes. Should I get ice or wind right now? I have both. I have both. I lied. I'm not going to listen to you because I'm already in wind tunnel.
That's definitely wrong by an order of magnitude or two. And you gotta love this. Obviously, we're missing some steps by not having a secondary side of this substation.
Knowing my luck from yesterday, I'll have like a really smooth run, and then like some fuck ass shit will happen, and I'll be like on G strikes, and I'll get my like ass handed to me somehow.
Basically, it's the lorem ipsum of substations. It's a facsimile. It's meant to look normal.
I wasted my only perk I had left, so now I gotta do bum ass soda fountain.
You know, I had a feeling that this was the case when I looked at this substation initially. There are just so many wires going so many.
I'm not gonna do it with 4. Fuck that.
With nothing connected to them, that it just didn't even.
What are you attempting to do right now, Garrett Murray? Who are you trying to impress? Your girlfriend's not even there right now.
Is technically actually physically connected to every piece of the grid that a real one would be. There is a wire
Craft wind.
towers to the substation.
Go grab gem for ice. I can't get fire until round 8. So I'm going to go get my lightning staff pieces and craft that once I'm done with ice. And then I will start doing upgrades. And G-strikes.
Now, for reference, some of the illustrations that you've seen me use in this video so far have been pulled directly from Green's book, Engineering in Plain Sight, which I bought a copy of in order to work on the GTA 4 video. It's an excellent coffee table book. If, like me, you like knowing how the world around you works, there's a link to that down below. Continuing on past the substation, the transmission lines continue for quite a while. They curve to the north along the outer edge of the island and up into the hills.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go do my upgrade right now since I'm at the beginning of the round.
Something interesting happens a little ways further. A second set of transmission lines appears just to the west of this one. Can you have two sets of transmission lines that close together? Would that even make sense? I don't know. Actually, I do know. The answer is yes, but I don't have time to get into it. But yes, you can, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the two lines that we found diverge. Now, I have to warn you, this is the point at which we're going to find the answer to the main question. Does Grand Theft Auto 5's electrical grid actually connect together? But I don't want to end the video quite yet, and I have a random list of other funny electricity-related things that I found while playing. So let me show you all those things first before we start to wrap things up. Okay, number 1, linguini wires. I don't know if linguini is the right kind of pasta, but at the end of the day, let's take a look at this. I don't know what this is about, but every so often you find wires like this in the game, and it's just really odd. They're like flat and long and twisty. I have no explanation for this at all. I just think it's funny. Number 2, here's a floating wire that just disappears into nothingness. This actually was another moment that I caught on a live stream, so I guess I'll play that clip now too. You guys. Look.
Okay.
I kind of wonder if this means that there was a building here at one point, and when they removed the building, they just forgot to remove the wire. I would love to know what the building was. I'm never gonna. Number 3, this is my favorite. This wire is going directly into this building, driving straight into the wood. Now, obviously, that's not right, but on top of that, this building isn't even a building that would need electricity. It's just a wood roof for a car, basically.
And while I'm over here, I'm going to check and see if Max's drone piece is on which side it's on.
This is crazy, okay? I was following a line of utility poles in the middle of nowhere that didn't have any wires on them at all. And my assumption was that this was just a mistake, that they forgot to add wires. But then I came across this. The fence had a hole in it, and near that hole was a legit utility pole that had been knocked down, meaning that, not unlike the Twitter picture, these poles were stripped of their parts and left to decay, and one of them fell over in the desert. That's so cool. I feel like GTA 5 is riddled with inconsistencies like this, and I love it. Some places that have insanely subtle environmental details, and others, similar places that are thrown together really haphazardly. I just find that so charming. And finally, number 5, I just want to show off briefly a comparison between the two substations we looked at, because it illustrates the point I was just talking about perfectly. The substation that we had Grady look at was extremely chaotic. Wires going every which way, connected to the wider grid, albeit incorrectly, with pieces of equipment that are left totally unused. Or
is it fitting that I'm Richtofen, Andrew?
We saw was the complete opposite. Not nearly enough wires.
I don't care.
Very organized, symmetrical, and clean, but it didn't connect to the grid at all.
It's funny because I'm actually German.
Very charming. The idea that the game is so big and the
it's not funny because you're like, I don't know, like Cambodian or something, Garrett.
Substations that had different priorities is, I keep saying it's just charming. I gotta get up the source.
Is it crazy? I mean,
say that real life substations would have the same variability in organization and quality, but there is something deeply realistic.
Andrew, is he Cambodian?
About inexplicable mistakes across things that should have parity.
I thought you were lesbian.
Random little things I wanted to show you, so let's return to our original task, shall we? We were over here on the east side of the map, and we were following two separate transmission lines that are now traveling in two separate directions.
I'm going to go this way. And double check. I'm going to grab Max's drone piece.
They're right here. On the left, green energy. On the right, brown energy. Or whatever dirty energy is.
Might as well, while I'm here, might as well craft it.
This is, for all intents and purposes, the last
Andrew, there's an op coming for me right now.
These two power plants connect to these transmission towers, and we can officially say that we have a semi-realistically connected electrical grid in Grand Theft Auto 5. We're going to look towards the dirty energy plant primarily because
wow, I got almost all my staff pieces done by round 1. The only reason why I went to round 2 is I had to, because I got stuck. I got stuck behind him when I was down in Ice Tunnel.
This way. I like this little guy. Single wire for some reason. Like
I had extra credit. I have extra credit, but they also, instead of giving you zombie blood on that first chest when you open up gen.
See. No way.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Look at that. And once again, just total chaos.
Oh my God, Rick Toffin, are you fucking? Are you having an issue right now, dog?
Wouldn't it be fun to get someone to like look at all the pipes and see if they
Bro jumped on a tank and then like fucking got flung back.
That's really awesome, honestly. Just the simple existence of a substation on the property is a big step up from before. Substations, but none of them that were anywhere near the power plants themselves. But the fact that there's a connection to the grid.
So now I'm gonna go. Oh, you know what? I did need to go that way. God fuck. God damn it.
Transmission towers. The only remaining nitpick here is that I can't find a physical connection between the power plant and the substation itself, at least above ground. But come on.
I'm such a moron. This is not optimal.
At that point, we're not asking,
This is gonna be a red time on this split.
does GTA 5 accurately depict the 100 feet between a power plant and
I actually had gold splits up to this point, so I don't want to hear it, buddy.
And honestly, it would be kind of hard for a layman like me to answer it anyway, because you can't exactly go snooping around your local power plant taking pictures. If you do that, they'll think you're some kind of domestic terrorist. I tried using Google Maps to get a peek at how my local power plant connects to its own substation.
Now to go back.
Plus, it's entirely possible that substations like this are connecting via underground cabling, and that would honestly seem even more.
If I send orb on upgrade step and I put the staff away and create my another one, do I have to redo any of the upgrade steps, or is it just saved and I just have to pick the staff back up and take it to the crazy place?
Guess what? Halfway through this exercise, I was made aware that someone else had already.
Okay, so I'm on the orb part on upgrades for wind staff. If I send the orb, will I have to redo all my upgrade steps if I stop here and go do okay? Because while I'm down here, I'm just gonna go ahead and craft ice. I already have ice. Yeah.
For example, they mark down all the substations, power plants, and any other power infrastructure.
So should I just craft ice?
The diagram isn't really focused on the specifics of how everything connects together, but it's still a great resource.
I'll place staff down, then run back, and then yeah.
Wow, my goodness.
Mmm.
Now, with that out of the way, I'm left to ask myself, do I feel like pressuring myself into doing the work?
Can I carry more than one crystal at a time? Because I already have ice.
And to be honest,
okay, so
I don't think I'm going to do that. Grand Theft Auto 5 is just...
I have all the parts. I can go craft it right now, but I didn't want to... Okay.
One video per year YouTubers if I wanted to do stuff like that, and I don't want to do that because I love you too much and I want to see you more often. That said, maybe someone could like make an Any Austin subreddit.
I'm getting body blocked by a zombie right now.
To tackle that project as a team. I'm not entirely sure how you would coordinate it, but I would be lying if
No, well I was going to, then I asked you, and then you said go place it first, and then you said grab another one, and I was like, oh, I already have ice. Now I see what you're talking about now. I mean, that makes sense.
Realistic space to get immersed in outside of it. Sort of like when you watch a play, they're doing a scene in an alleyway and they have like a shitty set of an alleyway and it has some fake lights and whatnot. When you watch the play, sometimes you're immersed in the alleyway. You buy into the idea that it's a real alley.
Swap ice for that, and then I'll go place.
In the set itself, which is different. So there's such a thing as being immersed in the intended fictional.
I'm gonna go place gramophone in. Did I grab gramophone? Okay, thank goodness. I'm gonna go grab gramophone, place it in lightning, grab lightning crystal, then go grab lightning parts.
That's a huge part of what has always appealed to me about video games, and it's a huge part of why I think it's so fun to look for where the realism falls apart in a game. It lets us see a space for what it actually is. I'm Any Austin. Thanks for watching.
What was I doing? Oh, that's right. Aw, it's like an indirect kiss from an anime. on the same spot you put your lips.
I may need this later.
Right behind me, there are some guys who are about to break into something.
Yeah.
We're supposed to head back there so they can start their mission.
It is like that, man. It's like the fucking, it's like the straw scenes from fucking anime, man. Nani, Indra Kisu.
Real life space in any game, but it's probably not for the reasons you think. One of the reasons, for example, is that the stars
Brenton Kuhn.
weirdly blurry, and all of them are smeared. I'll tell you about that later. This is a mission called Clean House.
Oh my god. You see like a kid, bro.
Warfare, and it's the first time in a long time that the Call of Duty series has had a mission transcend the micro zeitgeist of its release.
Okay, now I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna go grab lightning staff piece. Yeah, you're gonna call him a Baka. It's not like I like you or anything, Baka. Daisuke Janai, Baka. Why has it gotten so much attention? I unironically think that a big part of it is that if you enable the night vision in the game, screenshots of it look. Wouldn't that be a yandere? Is that a message to me myself? Like I want it, or I'm giving it to somebody else? Because that would be a yandere. So this is where the mission starts. Like, do I enjoy it? Like, do I enjoy getting like made fun of and shit? Is that what you're saying? Oh, then I don't know what that one is. Because there's yandere, which is like dangerous, like it's like you like kill them. Then there's what the Hayase Nagatoro is, which is I think like a starts with an H, which is like they toy with them, but it's not like physical. It's like emotional toying. I don't know what that one is. I forgot. I don't know all of the like character motifs. Oh man, I'm gonna have to push to round 4. I didn't want to push to round 4, but the zombie fucking climbed on top of Tank. You're in round 5, bro. I have 2 staffs, one fully waiting to be fully upgraded, and you are in round 5. And okay, that's not my fault. If you don't want to min-max using the resources that are given to you by the game, it's actually not a glitch. It's actually an exploit, and anybody who uses the term glitch interchangeably, that's a good video. Brenton, you want to tune into the YouTube live? I'm doing a solo Easter egg.
Thank you.
Okay. Smart? Is that what you just said? Sometimes it's in those things that you don't think too hard about where the art really expresses itself. So I want to start by taking a look at something in this mission that I'm sure no player has ever taken a good look at, and that I'm not really sure that the developers have taken. They took a break from making Black Ops games for a while, like actually like mainline Black Ops games, and now they're back to coming out with them every fucking
You're going back to the OG storyline in this one.
Oh.
No, David Mason's back, and yeah, but this one's about I don't know, dude. What is this? 16 electrifying 6v6 maps and 2 20v20 maps. From futuristic Tokyo to the unforgiving wilds of Alaska. How much is this game? Alright, fuck this. Nobody wants to
well, okay, I missed it. Whatever. I'll just go back around. No, I don't have stamina. I don't have any perks yet. I don't have any perks quite yet because I don't have enough money to get perks quite yet because I used it all to open up the map. So
you gay boy.
I don't have stamina up, so I couldn't catch tank.
You gay, boy.
If the sky looks perfectly realistic, we might believe we're in a living, breathing world, but because we can clearly see the photographs as a frozen moment in time, which all the photographs are, suddenly the world feels way too still.
I want to at least go get.
The sound design is very good as well. The dog barking, the ambient wind sounds, the train going by. They could have easily set the mission in a much more gamifiable area, like a warehouse, or during a much more.
I want to at least go get my.
Put it in a residential neighborhood on a clear, calm, weird night is super important for the atmosphere.
Did you die?
You notice the strange frozen skybox or not. And I'm not going to dive into it really, but it also enhances the moment.
It's not surprising.
This is a very high-stakes mission that's meant to feel very tense. It has you going through a house, making quick choices about who's a threat and
Electric cherry.
ostensibly putting you in a position where you can make serious mistakes.
Get on siege.
Practice, like most Call of Duty games, it works out.
You guys are just gonna ignore Andrea? Crazy word.
Interactive ethical dilemma. And the stakes really aren't that high because the game checkpoints.
Are you playing fucking zombies?
Fun, but not
Andrew's not helping me. I'm solo.
They kind of end up tying their shoelaces together in the execution. You know, the story of Call of Duty games.
Wow. You know, I like how inconsistently considerate you are.
All of that is worth the discussion for sure.
Like one day you'll go from, man, I really don't want to leave somebody out, to the next day being like,
Garrett, what is
no, like, dude, no shit, bro. Yet, like 2 days ago, when you got on, you, Nick, and Matt, and Garrett were playing. Would you stop fucking laughing? You asked a question. You fucking like, are you like?
His profile pic changed to the invite.
That's such a pointless, inexplicable detail to add. It's not lore related. It's not even really.
Jacques literally said he wants to chill. What are you talking about?
Okay, you know what? I genuinely hate fucking talking to you sometimes because, like, it's not even like my point being that you should play with them right now. My point is that it was funny to me how considerate you are inconsistently. But you know what? Never mind. If you're just gonna be an actual fucking retard, like retard, then yeah, I can't. I'm not even like. There's no point in even talking to you.
Visual design, the audio design, it's all really tense, immersive, and grounded. It has the same feel as the house in Resident Evil 7, or maybe even more so the one in PT, if you remember that demo. It might be tempting to just assume that what makes all of these video game houses so immersive is that the developers took more time to add more, better detail. But that's not quite true. All three
Get the fuck up, Chinese cunt.
That very few video game houses have. They're the right size. Infinity Ward developers actually talk about this in detail in a 2019 interview with YouTube channel GameBrain, citing their desire to achieve a one-to-one scale with reality.
Oh, it's Coastline.
One-to-one scale is the major answer.
And they also drop a very interesting little bit of knowledge.
All previous games that have tried to show what it's like.
I did not realize that my KN-44 had no ammo in it.
What we call video game scale, which is about
This is gonna be brutal.
than real world scale.
Now, I've heard this before, and there are YouTube videos about it, but I've never actually checked it myself. So
Do you think, Andrew, that I can survive just meleeing in the crazy place for a little bit until I can get enough money to get this Vesper?
This doorway is very big, so you know, I think we don't realize how small real doorways are because our spatial awareness in real life is a lot better than it is in a video.
I have grenades, so I can just group them up and then grenade them.
But when you put these side by side, it almost seems egregious. It makes me want to build a real house 30% too big and then have people over for a dinner party and see if anyone notices. Maybe I'll do that for a YouTube video. I'll build a 10% too big house and a 20% too big house and a 30% and keep going until people are like, wait, what the hell is wrong with your house? Also, check out this gigantic bathroom in this house from the older game. This is how you can tell they really weren't hyper-focused on gritty realism back then, because there's no way this room was meant to be a bathroom from the get-go.
I have enough money for a, actually, how much is the KN-44 over here? Or not the STG? Where's that at? Is that Lightning? Is STG in Lightning?
It does make me wonder what other games have realistically proportioned doorways.
I think it's nice.
Something like Red Dead Redemption does. But beyond that, I'm not really sure. Post your realistically proportioned doorway games in the comments below. Maybe we'll make a video about that sometime. The question that I'm not really sure of the answer to is why being in a realistically proportioned environment makes us feel so odd.
Oh my goodness.
My best guess is that it's just because smaller
Oh, I might be
areas are
fucked here.
claustrophobic and
Oh, I'm
peripheral
good.
vision in a video game is non-existent, so it just feels too small to move around in. That, plus the fact that if you've been playing video games for a longer period of time, you'll have gotten used to the bloated scale in other games, so it'll be even more obvious that things here are shrunk down. But I'm honestly not totally sure. Okay, so what other weird details are there in this house?
I have to cut my losses here.
You enter through the kitchen window, which is a little unconventional. Guys dressed like this usually are. The first funny detail I noticed, the garbage cans in the house are empty. Every single one in the entire house. I might be able to buy this if it was only 1 or 2 people that lived here, but there are 15 people staying in this one house. No shot the garbage cans would be this clean, especially when the baby diaper hamper looks like it hasn't been emptied since they moved in. Maybe this is the chemical weapon we were talking about.
It's in possession of the stolen Russian gas in Kazakhstan.
EU. Next, let's look at the bookshelves. You'll notice that there's an awful lot of these economics books sitting around.
Yeah, damn, I actually managed to do it. I just grenaded them in giant groups for a second, and
not 2, not 3, not 4,
meleeed the rest that I needed.
not 6, not 7, not 8,
Thank you.
but 52 economics textbooks in
Okay,
their house.
so lightning staff or wind staff is done.
This house is a history of the world, of which there are 12 copies. Speaking of bookshelves, there are 2 bookshelves that are identical here, and they have identical books on them in this one room. The developers did a remarkable job of adorning this whole house with lots of bespoke details.
What
to
the
make each
fuck?
room feel unique. So it's fun to see them
Grab.
like copy paste a piece of furniture. We approve of
What?
that. I also found this wire plugged into a wall that doesn't connect to anything, and it actually goes right through this plastic box. This is confusing.
Might as well go do it real quick.
Good luck sitting on the hookah window.
Wire and then not model what it connects to.
Good luck killing me with pellet on the hookah window, not that one. The
I
window.
counted that this house had 15 people living in it, or it did, before I played the mission. And I was curious if there was enough beds for all of those, so I counted all the beds. There are 8 places to sleep for sure, assuming 2 people in each bed, plus 2 couches. And there are 14 adults staying in this house. So it's not technically enough. But I like the added detail of having this room with a bunch of makeshift mattresses on the floor, because it really makes it feel like they put too many people in here for their little, they were having a little meeting,
Oh,
doesn't
you're
matter,
fucking...
and they just had to come up with some sort of imperfect
Dude, you're
solution, so they
fucking
just threw a bunch of mattresses
Doc, what are you
in
looking
the
at?
room. And then my last 2 favorite details come by looking out the window. If you look way out in the distance, you'll see this tiny little sliver of some sort of wider city. It's very obviously just like a flat skybox, but I love that stuff. And then secondly, if you wait long enough for the train to go by, the train is completely empty. There's not a soul on board, which is not impossible, but it is pretty creepy. The funny thing is,
down here,
I'm not
might as well
all that
take
sure
care of the
how much these sorts of
circles.
details that I just showed you actually substantively contribute to the atmosphere of the mission. You know what I mean? Like, it would be really easy for me to YouTube essay my way into a conclusion by saying something like, all of these details may not be noticed by you consciously, but your brain notices them, and it makes you feel unsettled because it's not quite right. But would that actually be true? Like,
I've already done it. I've already upgraded my I've already upgraded my wind staff. Because I wanted to get ice done real quick too. Like, at least the upgrade steps for it. Between rounds. For right now. And then once I finish ice upgrade next round, then I'll just use ice and go get G-strikes real quick. And then I'll do lightning and fire. Because I gotta send tank back over to Gen 2 so I can take it back.
Have always been incredibly immersive and engaging environmentally, and a lot of that work gets pumped into sequences that are over in a few minutes or less. The developers of Clean House said that the average playtime for this mission is about 8 minutes. That's a lot of detail.
I need ice staff sheet.
And it's not just Clean House. In one of the recent trailers for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, there's a section
2, one filled, one not.
back of a motorcycle speeding through the streets of Washington, D.C. in the 90s. And while watching it, I was totally floored by all of this work for 20 seconds of
4 all
It'd
filled.
be one thing if these were just low
L and a dot.
assets in the background from whatever asset website, or just some low effort
2 up and down.
feel vaguely Washington-y, but they're not. You know how I know they're not? Because I figured out where this
1
takes place
single,
in Washington, D.C.,
1 line.
and then I used the trailer to trace the path of the motorcycle
3,
through the
1,
streets and
empty,
compare
empty.
what we see in the trailer to
L-I.
what's actually there in real life Washington, D.C. And it's
filled, empty,
so the
filled.
The trailer is Union Station in Washington, D.C. They call it Capitol Station in the trailer, but it's not. It's Union Station. Look at this. It's clear as day.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to go back to Winston.
Goes out around the statue and the flagpoles, then gets cut off by the feds, turns right, and then turns right again.
And then I already have lightning staff core.
If you watch the trailer carefully, you'll see so many things done with
I already have the crystal for lightning, so I don't need to go put it in lightning. I will need to go put it in fire eventually.
Let's freeze frame the shot right here. Look carefully at this. Just take this in for a second. Let me get out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is show you the street view of real-life Washington, D.C. in the exact same spot. Holy cow. Even down to the little vents and the parking garage outlets, these are not stock game development assets. These are bespoke models of the city. And on top of that, perhaps the most incredible thing about this whole trailer, this building on the left. Do you have any idea what that building is? This is, and I'm not joking, this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The real-life Bureau of Labor Statistics. Which means we got lore-accurate Bureau of Labor Statistics in a video game before Grand Theft Auto 6. If you don't know why I'm so excited about that, you have some catch-up.
Alright, Andrew, what do you think I'm going to get from the box?
You know, there's a lot of justifiable cynicism about Call of Duty. And honestly, most of it I agree with pretty fervently. And it's not
Please don't say that, bro. Please don't say that. You know what? I'll take it. Better than a gun with no ammo.
Certainly doesn't help the case for the series being worth paying close attention to. So honestly, maybe I won't go so far as to say that we've given Call of Duty an unfair shake. I've actually probably been
So now,
excessively generous.
I'm gonna go finish. Oh, you know what? While I'm over here, and while I was over by box, I should have just done the high staff thing.
Worth celebrating, even if we do it very quietly in a corner after spending the day being rightfully critical of this series. I'm Eddie Austin. Thanks for watching.
Keep in mind that there's two attempts. There's two attempts, about 15 minutes, where I died because I did something really stupid at the very beginning of a run. So.
For those who want more out of every moment this summer, Mazda has more 2020.
So I started this run at about 15 minutes into the stream.
As of May 2025. What more could you ask for? Discover how Mazda has more to move you today. Visit iihs.org to learn more.
What it might be like to try to find a job.
You guys are gay.
2008 video game Fallout 3. I have. Fallout 3 has been.
They're just getting fucking carried by this fact.
Weapons and taken over by roving gangs of jerks. But there's still some semblance of an organized economy, at least in the major settlements. If you were looking for work in this world, those major settlements are exactly where you'd want to be. So you basically have two good options. You can either live in Rivet City, a city built inside the hulking ruins of an aircraft carrier, or you can live in Megaton.
Alright, so the plan is. Here's the plan, Andrew. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down here, shoot my orb to activate the crazy place upgrade step on Ice Staff. I'm gonna run over, move tank over to tank station number 2. Then when I get done with my Ice Staff upgrade, or pushing the next round, then once I get done with my Ice Staff upgrade, I'm going to come back out, do G-Strikes real quick, then while I'm over on Gen 2 with G-Strikes completed, do ride tank back to grab last Lightning Staff piece, so that way I have G-Strikes and all my Lightning Staff parts done. So the only thing that I have to do after is Lightning Staff upgrade, and by that point it should be round 8, so I can get the last part for Fire Staff. So then I can go into Fire, I can keep the, when I go get Fire Staff gem, I can go in there and do Lightning Staff upgrade while I'm getting the gem for it.
Old and just 6% are children. The most notable figure of those is going to be the 25% of people who are old, so let's keep that in the back of our mind as we proceed.
And then, so I can do Lightning Staff upgrade and Fire Staff gem, so I can finish Lightning Staff and then do fire staff really quickly, and then all the staffs are upgraded once I get fire staff done. So then I can start doing.
I got the diamond. I got the dude sunrise. I got the dude pushing sunrise.
That's my plan, Andrew.
Getting paid and be telling the truth at the same time. I know it seems impossible.
Got him.
I've already almost fucked the plan up because I forgot to come over here and do tank, but I haven't done it yet. You see how much money I have?
You can see why this is appealing to me. It's impossible to get into all the little details of why this is so helpful in a single ad read, but let me just highlight one of their features right now to try and show you some of what's so great about it.
Alright, so tanks now headed to tank station 2. Stop here, go get ice staff upgrade since we pushed into round 7. Finish ice staff. Hopefully it'll still be round 7.
How did he know? How did he know?
Ooh, Andrew. Now, what I can also do is I can also come, instead of going out at wind staff, I can come out at I can come out at ice staff, and then I'll be right where I need to be to do G strikes.
Just having that tiny extra little bit of context about what type of outlets are covering what type of stories really helps you take
save me a couple extra Minatos.
Rather than just engaging with each individual story at face value. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a great tool.
What would be really cool is if I got fucking max ammo at some point.
Save 50% on their top tier Vantage plan, which brings the cost down to less than $5 a month. They also do offer cheaper.
You do not have confidence to swing Reaper.
For free if you want to play around with it and see what seems like a good fit for you. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but I like it, so obviously I want you to try it and buy it and use my promo code. Where were we? Right, so we've talked about Megaton. Now let's talk about Rivet City. Rivet City is larger than Megaton with a total population of 39. Let's take a look at the demographic makeup of Rivet City. You'll notice a significantly higher portion of the population is working age and significantly fewer people are old.
He's gonna ask for some. He's gonna ask for some. Yep, there it is. There it is.
What this does tell us is that life expectancy in Megaton may be higher than it is in Rivet City, and it may indicate that Megaton's ability to take care of an aging population is greater. We'll keep that in mind as we continue forward. For comparison, I've broken down the age.
I can see the look on his face too. It's like a big old frown, like. I mean, I can only have one serving.
Just leave a nigga. Just leave a nigga alone.
With demographics in mind, but out of the way, we have this big question of economics.
Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
You niggas are just jealous.
Jealous of what? Your sheer size? Alright, Andrew. It's not going to plan really, because, I mean, I had to come over here and...
Okay.
What the
did
fuck?
My mom, like... Did my mom ever tell you what's going on?
Did The Rock just save me?
Okay, so, Drake, his stomach flipped yesterday. Yeah, we went to like Craft House, the restaurant. It happened like before. Like Johnny called us and he was like, "Hey, Drake's stomach is inflamed and he's not really breathing that well." And then we were like, "Okay, just take him to the ER." So then we took him to the ER, and then they said his stomach flipped. And then they originally told us that he wouldn't have to go into surgery, but then his stomach flipped again at the vet hospital. So they had to do surgery then, because if it flipped one more time, he would have died.
What does it mean flipped? Like it just like rotated over itself?
Yeah, literally just turned upside down. Like basically what happens is when this is like, I mean, bro, when your stomach flips upside down, it stops digestion and it cuts blood, and it cuts a lot of blood flow.
Oh my god, bro! I'm so fucking mad.
So, but
well, there goes the run.
They did the surgery, and thank God his stomach didn't flip a third time in the vet, or he would have been donezo. But yeah, they did the surgery, and he's chilling now. He's just gonna be at the vet for one more day because they gotta monitor him. But W's in the house. Dog almost died.
The fucking.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, bro. What were you shooting at?
Basically, Andrew, what happened was I'm doing G strikes, and I put G strikes tablet in, and I started to do the melees, but there was a really big group in front of me, and so I was just going to kill one and then ice staff shoot the other ones, but then I guess like 2 or 3 came from behind in the other room and then just fucked me. So that's unfortunate. I should have been more careful about actually getting my perks before going into any of that stuff. What do you want to do, Andrew?
I think the U.S. unemployment rate right now is like 4%, that's where you want it. Remember, the unemployment rate is just the number of people unemployed divided by the total size of the workforce, which does not include the not